Mic check. I don't see anything from Mike. Why is that? I may not be able to get the mic to work. What is going on? I still do not see a mic visual representation that my mic is live. Press any button. I am not on a PlayStation 4. I don't know why it thinks I'm on a PlayStation 4. I guess it's running in compatibility mode. I'm on a PS5.
Emperor Emir has marched his legions into our lands, laid siege to every fortress from here to the Blue Mountains. Rabid and ravenous, he bites and bites away. Men of the North!
The Witcher!
Stand at the precipice. Your kings have failed you, so now you turn to the gods. And yet you do not plead. You do not kneel to dust your heads with ash. Instead you wail, why have the gods forsaken us? We must look into the trials we failed long ago. In a time past, our world intertwined with another through an upheaval scholars call the conjunction of the spheres. The gods allowed unholy forces to slip into our domain. The offspring of that cataclysm was the nefarious force called magic. Yet we did not banish it, instead studying the vile arcane for our own power and wealth. And the monsters at our door, the unholy relics of this conjunction. The trolls, the corpse eaters, the werewolves. Did we raise our swords against them? Or have we laid this burden on others? On so-called witches. Stray children taught the ways of foul sorcery, their bodies mutated through blasphemous ritual. Sent to fight monsters, though they could not distinguish good from evil. The flicker of humanity, long extinguished within them. Yes, their numbers have dwindled through the years. But a few still roam our lands, offering their bloody work for coin. To this day, they shame us with their very existence. The North bleeds, flogged by war. The battles are the gods' whip, chastisement for our sins. And let us not forget the terrors, the scourges from beyond our world. The wild hunt rides the sky with every full moon. The Dark Raiders abduct our children into lands unknown. Some say they herald a second conjunction. Can we chart a course back into the light? Will we find the strength to banish the mages from our kingdoms? Unite around the warmth of the eternal fire. Nigh is the time of the sword and axe. None will fight this war in our stead. Nigh is the time of madness and disdain.
What is going on? Expansion pack of stone installed, blood and wine installed. I'm gonna
Geralt and
continue.
Yennefer were reunited, but something even more important happened.
I still do not see that I have a
Geralt learned
mic
that
anywhere.
Cynthia, his one-time ward, had returned from afar.
There we...
And she was in danger. He was to find her, at the Emperor's command and Yennefer's behest.
Mute microphone. I really don't like this interface, I really don't. I think this is live. Overlay options, display chat, display activity. Position is bottom right. It says I am live, but it does not show anything. Great. XLR 555 USA. I don't think this is going to do anything. Witcher 3 live. All right. Okay then. The oldest living Witcher, Witcher lore mythology. Okay, none of my videos are coming up. That's great. That is outstanding. I see The Witcher 3 says 6 minutes ago it does not let me activate it. Does not let me load it. Why is that? And shouldn't Witcher 3. There it is. What the hell? The preview is horrible. It looks like it's just a black screen. It says uploads. Alright, hopefully YouTube's massive, incredible AI algorithm mess, code mess of wannabe sentience will fix that. Give me a better preview. What I would like to know is if the mic actually works. And I have verified that in the real. Alright, so this is The Witcher 3 on a PS5. It appears to be in some type of PS5 to PS4 compatibility mode. It believes I'm on a PS4. The lighting's not that bad. Should only be getting around 1080p compressed to death on SnoozeTube, but maybe you can see some of the lighting effects coming off that hut, that building. I might have to kill these guys. I don't know. I haven't played this game in a while, but you can kind of go around and kill people. The guards will sometimes come, but if you're isolated, they might not. In an isolated area. These clouds are pretty good. They're not moving. They're moving a little bit. There they are. You can see it now. But they're not actually they're not changing shape, they're not dissipating, they're not accumulating, but they're not bad. In the latest Lame Night, otherwise known as Fortnite, I think they're doing something in Unreal Engine 5. I don't know. I have to look and see which of the new Unreal Engine technology they're using, but in Fortnite, I believe the clouds now dissipate. They move. They're much more realistic. They dissipate. They accumulate to some degree. They look like a real, like, digital synthetic clouds. It's getting there. But, it's not bad here in The Witcher, which is a very old game. And there's a lot of talk about Unreal Engine 5 today in the rumor mill. A lot of people are upset that Unreal Engine 5 especially 5.4, which I am using right now. I think it's it's up to 5.4.1 now. The game basically, Unreal Engine 5 and all its variants cannot do 4K, so they rely on these upscaling frameworks to get 4K. And it's rendering horribly. That night, all the new tech in Unreal Engine 5 is not optimized for 4K, so they've got to do all this upscaling. Which is going to get worked out, but people in the gaming community have to complain about something. I mean, they have to. They'll find some technical mumbo-jumbo which they understand very little about, maybe 1%, 2%, and then they'll run with it. And they'll say, Unreal Engine is garbage, that's why, I use X and X, blah, blah, blah. The reality is, tell me of another engine. Unity is destroyed. They got a new CEO, new leadership, new bunch of suits that came in, destroyed the Unity indie gaming community, developer community. Maybe it can get fixed in another 5 years unless a miracle happens, but it's going to take a long, long time before Unity development gets fixed. So really, there's Got It, which is an open source, free gaming environment and IDE. It's decent. It's not great, though. So the reality is Unreal Engine is the only free-to-use. As long as you're not making $1 million on your game, you can use it for free. You can develop games. You can get into game development, which I'm trying to get as many people focused on that as possible instead of complaining. And Unreal Engine, I'm running it on an Intel Arc A770. I have the limited edition card from Intel. I have the Phantom OC from ASRock. Currently, that's what I'm using, is the ASRock A770 Phantom Overclock, which is a decent card. It's got huge fans on it. Fans are a little bit loud, but I'd rather have that in the summertime, keep it cool. And I am rendering in Unreal Engine 5, using Unreal Engine 5. It's a little buggy. I've had one crash in a few hours, in about 10, 20 hours of development. So that may increase, but I'm also at 1440p. So I'm kind of pushing. It's a little bit pokey. So I'm gonna continue testing with the Arc A770 on Unreal Engine 5, 5.4.1, I believe I'm on, and see where I can go with it. At 1080p, I gotta scale it down because it's a little pokey, but it's usable as a system to get you by testing out Unreal Engine. And I've got a more powerful workstation that I can move to once I'm ready to compile something. But all of Unreal Engine's 4K problems are going to be solved, but they may not be solved in Unreal Engine 5. They're already at 5.4. They may have to continue on upscaling for some time. And everyone's doing it. Everyone's upscaling. And Microsoft's coming out with what the hell is it called? SR, whatever the hell it is. It's a new standard that's going to combine everything. Intel has their own XeSS upscaler, which is decent. I've been testing that with Hellblade. I've been testing it now with Starfield. Starfield finally has an XeSS implementation. It's decent. It's similar settings to DLSS, like ultra quality balance, stuff like that. It's got a long way to go. XeSS got to start adding more features. I mean, NVIDIA's way, way ahead of the game of everybody. AMD's starting to catch up. I hear that FSR 3.1 is finally using some kind of machine learning AI. I mean, really, AI, that's all they talk about is AI. It really is just crude machine learning. And the AI you see in ChatGPT and what NVIDIA's doing with these NPC chat dialogue, it's just basically natural language processing. It understands language at a basic level. That's the big difference. We didn't have that when Google was out, circa 2000, 1999, 2001, going into the 2000s. We had Google search. We didn't have ChatGPT. And the language processing was, I don't know, maybe in a lab somewhere with Google working with the NSA. Maybe they had some decent language processing, but it wasn't something in the mainstream. And AI really is not accelerating that fast. I mean, everybody's going on that it's going to accelerate, blah, blah, blah. We're going to get to artificial general intelligence and then super intelligence. It's not happening. I just don't see it happening. It hasn't been happening since the inception of ChatGPT. I mean, ChatGPT, we're on our second year of dealing with Sam Altman and his insanity. Oh my God, that was so nasty. We'll have to see. We will have to see. FSR 3.1. I got to check it out. I checked out Starfield's latest FSR implementation. I have to look. I believe it's a 3.1 version, but maybe it isn't. Because that's important to note. I believe the machine learning, they implemented AMD in FSR 3.1, which I still have to get clarification that they have. I believe that will make it much better, but 95% of the AMD implementations that I've seen of FSR were horrible. Part of that may be put on the blame of the third-party developers, but really the full blame has to go on AMD and how they build FSR. They shouldn't have waited this long to implement machine learning. We still have to see if it's good. They implemented machine learning well for their upscaling. But one of the cool things about AMD's FSR is the frame generation. Dude, frame generation, FSR overall is open source. So, this guy just call me a freak?
Find cover. Who taught you that?
You called me a freak, bro? Huh?
You're never to sing that rhyme again. Damn, Witchers.
What do you want?
They don't let me swing at the peasants. They call me a freak and I can't kill them. That's not right. That's not justice. It's not justice.
Sheathe your sword. When it's many against one, even a very mini sword.
Not your lucky day.
I don't know what hell he was talking about, bro. I really don't.
Yes? The wild hunt in the heavens always heralds war.
Oh, damnation.
These are all the special abilities, so I'll just have to see about FSR 3.1. Every game out there is going to have to redo their FSR implementation. One of the worst that I ever saw was on, what the hell is that? Atomic Heart, I think it's called. It's about that game with the back end Soviet era where the machines go, they just go insane. Basically, they're bamboozled. A virus goes through or something, and the machines just take over and start killing people. It's actually a really good game. It didn't get outstanding reviews, but I think it's one of the better games released in the past 5 years. And its FSR implementation is absolutely horrendous. I think it was an FSR 2. X version, but it was so bad. It really made it was just like it created more dithering. It was just really painful on the eyes. It just looked horrible. Every mode. Some modes were a little less painful on the eyes, but I couldn't believe how bad the implementation was. And that's all you hear. That's all you hear on YouTube. The amount of coverage that snooze tubers give to AMD's FSR like it's the second coming of Jesus Christ, and it's going to one day it's going to get better than DLSS. And now, if FSR 3.1 actually does have machine learning, they've got a shot at getting on par or in the ballpark of DLSS. I just don't think they're going to ever surpass it in the short term. 5 years, maybe eventually, but coverage of Intel's XeSS equivalent for FSR, they're starting. The snooze tubers are starting to wake up from their slumber, and they're starting to realize XeSS is viable. The problem is that Intel's Arc just does not have the market share. And people just aren't. They're not.
Customer. Welcome.
They're basically saying, well, the market share is not there, so I'm not going to cover it. I'm not going to waste my time. So
what you got?
It's really hurting Arc market share. So I've got to get some videos out there, some more videos. I've done some live streams of Arc on like City Skylines, a few other games.
So long.
So I have to see.
Freak.
What? Influence opponent's mind. What is this one? Deals fire damage. I like that. I have to remember the controls in this stupid game. I need the controller scheme. Strong attack is jump. What the hell? Witcher senses is L2. Cast size R2. Yeah, left button on the D-pad. Silver swords for monsters, steel swords for humans. I still don't know what's going on here. Oh, that's good.
Brew inside her devilish glee. Drink it down in greedy stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Looking for trouble? Mods?
Whoa. I don't know how I progress here. I have to figure out the quest menus and all that. This game has a lot in it. It's kind of ridiculous. Ransack village. I basically just rampaged through all of this. Why can't I zoom out? Nilfgaardian garrison. Contract Devil by the Well. Still have to find the Temerian treasure. I thought I did this already. I gotta go through that. There's 2 more things I gotta do here. Witcher main quests. I gotta go back. Main quests. Nilfgaardian connection. Travel to Velen. Oh, that's what that scope icon. That's the active task. At this time, it was commonly known as No Man's Land. Velen. Why? Well, the Emperor of Nilfgaard had not claimed it. Temeria was in disarray, and the Redanians had already retreated north. No man had been left in charge, and he had proved a terrible ruler. Geralt needed to find Hendrik, an Imperial agent who had been working on Ciri's case, and to collect from him what information he had managed to gather. Suggested level is 5, and I'm only 3. So I'm not doing this. I think I tried doing this, and I just got annihilated. In the bestiary contract. Open menu. How do I find that task? Shouldn't it be on this map somewhere? What is this? I don't know why I put that there. Here we go. Read the entry about the new race. Where the hell? Alright, zoom out. There we go, finally. Yeah, this is how I went to different regions, and it just, I was at the low level. Suggested level 35? What? Suggested level 2. I gotta go back to quests. So, contract Devil by the Well. It has that stupid tree symbol in the shield. Okay. So, it should be in White Orchard because it has that dumb white tree. And I still don't read. Where the hell is the goddamn bestiary? Why can't I zoom in more than that? Mill, Crossroads, Fort, Ransack Village, Wosong Bridge, Sawmill, Broken Bridge, Abandoned Village. I really have to search. I have to do a search on my phone. It's really annoying me. White Orchard, where's the bestiary? Witcher3, White Orchard, where's the bestiary in the game? I need to go to the southwest corner of White Orchard. Examine a location where the Nilfgaardian soldiers were killed. Use Witcher senses to follow the red tracks up the hill. I've done this, but I never finished it. Investigate the dead female griffin at the top of the hill. The beast of the White Orchard. The Witcher 3. Wild Hunt. This is Contract Devil by the Well. That's what I should be searching for. White Orchard. Contract Devil by the Well. Set in. Let's see. To send the Noon Wraith on its way, you have to find what ties. What? Passing armies at trouble. All right. Devil by the Well. Is this... Are you older than 17? think so. Come on, YouTube. Now you're asking how old people are? I find that insulting. This is Witcher gear. I hate these walkthroughs. They just, this is an IGN walkthrough for The Witcher 3 that I'm looking at on Android. And it's like, filled with advertisements. 80% of it's advertisements. Clickbait. And then they have multiple walkthrough videos embedded in each article. And they're never the right one. Everything's out of context. Set in the area of White Orchard, this contract can be considered your very first monster contract. Now this is hopefully what I'm looking at here. The proper side quest. No. So you click on it. It says contract, Devil by the Well, and then the actual walkthrough is a gear walkthrough for getting gear. Grandmaster Wolf gear? What the hell is this? Alright, I think I'm going to stop. Maybe do some Apex Legends. I really want to check out some walkthroughs later. I'm going to shut this down. Alright. Checks in the mail. Perhaps I see you on the flip side.